Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another great day here at Argos TV. We have an awesome show lined up for you today, starting with Sarah Weber, as always, getting us in the mindset for the rest of the week and for the week to come. Followed by that, we have some art therapy as Erica continues her adventure with Oh Dear. At 5 o'clock, I'll be coming back with some songwriting, so you can follow along with the adventure that is always me trying to figure out what I'm going to write. After that, we have a two-part series from Be Wise Gardens, which is going to be great about, setting up your garden for spring, as it is spring. Like, spring has full-blown sprung, with a capital S on both spring and sprung. Erica has a new series that she's going to be doing with Heather Horner and talking about art and Montana and the intersection of life and a whole bunch of exciting stuff that'll be coming your way at 6 p.m. Closing out the night, we have another episode from Cavell Fitness so we can get our summer bodies in shape. Lord knows I need to do it. And it'll be good for you, get your blood pumping, get you tired out, so once you hit the sack, you are ready to go to sleep. Thank you so much for joining us, as always, here on Argos TV. You can get this awesome t-shirt that I'm wearing right now over at our website at argostv.stream. Wherever you're watching, thank you so much, and enjoy Sarah Weber.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah Weber, the Brain Cleanup Coach, and this is your 10-minute mindset fix on the resilience of spring. And I'm outside today. I love it. There's still some snow on the ground where I'm at, but it definitely feels like spring today. And I live in the mountains, and when I walk around in the forest, there's some really interesting things popping up out of the ground right now. And it amazes me that these things have been dormant under the several feet of snow that we get here in the mountains that piles up on the ground. And here it is, the temperature's rising, and all of a sudden this life that was underneath the surface of the earth, here it comes again. And to me, it's a brilliant reminder about resiliency. And if you think about the concept of resiliency, it's all about bouncing back, right? That's what we usually think of when we think of something that's resilient. It has the ability to come back, to bounce back from something that perhaps was holding it back or creating an obstacle. And speaking of obstacles, I look around, there's huge tree roots, there's rocks, and yet life will find a way to get around those things, to grow in the cracks. If you think about like one of the most resilient plants on the planet, it seems like is a dandelion. They can grow in these cracks in the sidewalk where there's just a little bit of dirt and like barely any water, and yet still they can grow. And it's a really great metaphor, a really great way to think about resiliency and the amount of resiliency that even we humans are capable of. But looking at the natural world and the way the natural world is resilient, one thing that the plants kind of have on us is that they don't get in their own way with their own mind. Now, one thing we have on plants is that we can dominate them. We can change our environment because of our thinking capacity, because of our intellect. But we can also damage our own resiliency through that thinking capacity, through overthinking something, through our internal self-concepts about our own worth, about our own abilities. Plants just grow. Even if something's in the way, even if they have the tiniest bit of dirt, they're going to try because they're not going to overthink it. There are just processes that are in place for them. But again, we humans, we're pretty good at overthinking things, right? And then we can damage our own resiliency by that. So let's go ahead and get into a meditation. And we're just going to meditate and do a visualization on growth, on being resilient. We'll imagine an obstacle, but imagine growing in spite of that obstacle. Just like the beautiful resiliency of nature in spring, you can just look around you and see it starting to grow and blossom and bloom. We'll take some inspiration from that today. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure you're comfortable. I'm actually sitting on the huge root of a tree right now with my camera and microphone set up on it. I apologize for any ambient noise. You might hear a dog barking or something else could happen, but that's okay. Just meditate through it. But go ahead and make sure you're comfortable and sitting upright. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths like we always do. In through your nose, breathe out through your mouth slowly. And on the 3rd exhale, we're going to go ahead and close our eyes. All right, so let's begin with that first inhale. In through the nose, slowly out through the mouth. Again. And last one. And on this exhale, let your eyes close. Go ahead and let your attention focus on your body at the moment and just feel the points where your body is coming into contact with something, whether it's your backside against a chair or the floor. Maybe you feel your arms, the pressure of your arms against your legs, your hands in your lap. If you're leaning back against something, you can feel that contact point. Just focus in on those for just a moment. Don't try and change anything. Just notice. And then go ahead and bring your attention to your breath. Notice your chest rising as you inhale, falling as you exhale. Maybe you feel your breath in places other than your chest. Maybe you feel your shoulders rise a bit, your belly move. But task your brain to keep your awareness there on your breath for a moment. And now go ahead and I want you to visualize yourself as a little plant growing out of the ground. It's been a long winter, but you sense the sun and the warmth, and you're ready to break through the surface for another season of growth and blooming. Regeneration. And as you come up to the surface, you notice something in your way. But that's all right, you're a plant. It's not going to stop you, and you're going to feel your way through the ground. And come up in spite of that obstacle, whether it's a rock, a tree limb, some dead growth that had just covered the ground. You've found your way and you're breaking through the surface. And the sun feels incredible, creating reactions that spur your growth on. and up you rise towards the sunshine, towards your ultimate goal of growth and blossoming, pollination, seeding. Your ultimate goal of another glorious season of creation. Now go ahead and bring your attention back to your body. Back to the feeling of your breath, and go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale and open your eyes. How was that meditation for you? I liked that visual. It was kind of fun to imagine myself as a plant underground finding its way up. And reminding myself that that resiliency is there for all of us, for everything in nature. You don't have to only follow the examples of people, although there are plenty of resilient people on this planet, and they inspire me every day. But we can also look to the quieter things around us and utilize nature in all its resiliency to inspire us to tap into our own inner resiliency and move past the obstacles in our life. Thank you so much for joining me in this meditation today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
In a few minutes on Facebook. If you're already watching, thank you for being here. If you're not, hopefully you'll see this link and you'll get to come and check out another 30 minutes of what I like to call art therapy, because this is one of the pleasures I have in life. Right now, I have a couple of deer literally living in my backyard. The people across the creek have been feeding it for the last few years, and this is my first year living in this area. And it's really cool. Like, I'll be sitting on my patio, tending to my flowers. I love my gardio. And these little deer pop up. If you see Instagram, that's what I posted. The guy out there eating the tree. He has salad. He's got lots of trees back there. So that's Oh Deer. From a deer that I took a photograph of last summer, another deer that I took a photograph of last summer, and now I'm trying to finish off before spring is over the budding of these beautiful trees. So I am sharing this, and then I will send out another message because my friend Heather Horner is going to be here at 6 o'clock, and we're going to talk about more things art, specifically art direction. So, and some other stuff that I'll just wait. You got to come back at 6 to find out about that, because I'm really anxious to start drawing. I'm running out of time. I'm like a whole 29 minutes is all I've got left, and here I go. All right. I'm going to start up here and try and fill in a few more of these guys. Let's see. I've got a purple, and I'm saving this one for the second part of this. It's going to go right there. I need to get to quality art and get some chalks. I am running low, but we're just going to keep going because that's the way I like to roll until I run out. Where's the blue? There's the blue. Let's get some blue up here. So how about that rain this week? Oh my goodness. It got us pretty good here in Argos Productions. Out on the baseball field this weekend for the Ad Federation. Had a really great time. Got to see lots of my old friends that I used to work with. And As the boys here like to say, we battled Poseidon and won. And now the back portion of my yard looks amazing from all that rain. So I love rain. Especially when you win. Because that was some pretty tough rain, that's for darn sure. Okay, got the blue in there. Let's save that. Okay, so I gotta make sure I don't cross over that horn that comes out. His antler. I guess it's not a horn. His antler, because he's in the foreground and the tree is growing in the background, so. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that in a little bit. And let's go down here and work on filling this guy in. And I want this to be a lot lighter down here. Hear that? Somebody sending me something on the telephone. Whew. Almost broke out in song, but we know what happens when I start singing and doing art, which I don't know if you got a chance to see when I did this. If you go to our YouTube channel, there's a 5-minute speed drawing on how this all came about, and it's pretty epic. James put some Mortal Kombat music to it, and boy, this morning when I went to watch it and review it to see what I was gonna do today, I was pumped up. So James taught me how to play Mortal Kombat when he was young. I broke my foot snowboarding and then compound fractured it in ballet. So I was unable to even walk for probably, it was 3 months that I wasn't allowed to put any weight whatsoever on it. And I was really cranky all the time. And that's because I like to be moving and doing things all the time. And my physical therapist said, well, why don't you try playing some skateboarding games on a game unit? And James had a P2, PS2, something, PlayStation 2. So they got me Tony Hawk, and I played it for a while. And then I played Lara Croft for a while. And I mean, I played these games so much, and I'm not a person that's really good at sitting and playing games. And then one day, James taught me how to play Mortal Kombat. And because of the angst and aggression I had going because of being trapped in the house so much, it became a really fun activity in our house at that time. So, I don't know what that says about my parenting skills, but it sure as heck is a great memory for me. Kind of wonder how I do Mortal Kombat right now. So like I said, go to the YouTube channel, Argos TV stream, and check out drawings to Mortal Kombat. Thanks to Artlist for providing that string of music for us.
what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in, talk up their body.
It's funny, when I first moved to Boise, I found in the fall a tree that was turning pink, and I had never seen one like it before. And then after chasing that tree, and I mean I took so many photographs of that tree and any other tree like it, everywhere I turned at that point they were the pink trees. And I always thought about that as, you know, once you see something, it's everywhere. And it's the same thing with the inspiration, the purple trees that this has inspired that are around my property. And now everywhere I go, they're everywhere. So I've really just been enjoying seeing all these wonderful trees. I'm really excited to see my friend Heather.
Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for
throats, turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of the green now. I'll set these down. Flip to the wide for a second. And over on the other side, the other deer that I did, I'm going to kind of take a step back and look at this. So I'm out of frame. Okay, so I do have some purple flowers going on here, so I might just throw a couple down here. Just, they'll probably go away, but I got it, so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna take some green. Oh, I dropped a green. Found it. Okay. Save that green. And we're gonna get some gray. He's loud. Sorry. I might sneeze. There's a lot of chalk getting kicked up off of this. Okay. So. I don't know how that's gonna evolve, but alright, I feel like that went a lot faster than I thought it was going to with me filling this in, but I haven't gotten to doing some of the blacks. I haven't gotten to the right layer yet. So I'm just gonna kind of relax a little bit as I'm working on this. And some yellow in there. See, the yellow is picking up some of the green and dispersing it in other places.
gang out of space. Especially if you stay in your place. They ain't on all of my songs. I don't know what can I say. That's what I'll say by his grace. God is a shoot on the lace. Running around got me stoned. Feels like I'm stuck in the maze. Shoot at the Oculus a case. They sipping only 96. I can do it on my own. Yeah, they judging me up on mistakes. Flow is so heavenly. Most of my friends on the friend of me. They tryna bring out the beast. I'm batting 1,000, my game is elite. I'm running around in the streets. They're tryna catch up, but they still can't compete. I thought they got in my sleep. We told me keep going, cause we gotta leave. Count it up, all the brodies came through, then we added up. They was asking me questions, I had it up. I've been running with God, I just leveled up. They won't speak to my face, got that antidote. They've been running me on like I'm on the dough. I can see what they hate, they just ain't me. Tell me what place that I can't go. I don't think they get it, they don't understand. Do it for my homies and my fans. See the vision, they just see the fan. Eyes on the money, like a man. There's no one I follow, it's your man. You can try it, you won't get it done. Keep on going till I can. And I'm running by his plan. They tryna hit me, I'm running the race. I gotta pick up the pace. They throwing shade, but I'm gone. You gotta keep it a buck to my face. Taking that gang out of space. Especially if you stay in your place. They ain't on all of my songs. I don't know what can I say. They throwing shots, but I'm saved by his grace. God is a shoot on the lace. Running around, got me stoned, man. Feels like I'm stuck in the maze. Shoot at the Oculus a case. They sipping only 96. I can do it on my own. Yeah, they judging me up on my stage.
Silver step into the play, you bet I'ma hit it. What I'm doing in this game, I did in a scrimmage. Rappers wanna know this beef and burning the bridges. He done they dinner with pain, they just wanna admit it. Won't stop till I get it. Speed it up when I'm winning. It's silver and undefined, period, no sin. They tryna give me the fit. I'ma say Jesus and risk it. Children having generation with them, I passed the baton on my jigs. Had to make sacrifices for this. I can fake, had to cut off some friends. Vision late ever since the beginning. Go get the bad, then bring it in. Every L was a lesson you did. Had a nest, had to handle the biz. Bought a whatchamacallit, and it's chilling right over the fridge.
They tryna hit me, I'm running the race. I gotta pick up the pace. They throwing shade, but I'm gone. You gotta keep it a buck to my face. Taking that gang out of space. Especially if you stay in your place. They ain't on all of my songs.
I almost use some of that Mortal Kombat music right now. But I wouldn't be able to hear it. Maybe one of these days I'll run a speaker so that I can hear what is being on broadcast while I'm doing this. For all I know, I'm talking and you're listening to music while I'm drawing. always have such respect for the people that do the windows and whatnot, the chalkboards. I love just being whimsical with this, but man, they do some cool stuff. Let's see, I need to take a step back and look and see how things are going. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna bring in more black now and move my way up. Go with the use up this little guy here. Let's go. Let's see, we have just ever so slight here. Come in so that it blends. Right. Because it's nighttime, so it's kind of dark in between some of these, but there's a light source that's still happening back there. And this might take a few layers to get it exactly the way I want it, but that's what charcoal's about. Teaches patience. It's a lot like editing. Like layers upon layers. What you need to do. Make it have the effect you want it to have. I suppose that goes hand in hand with editing writing, editing film, editing your social media posts. You always gotta think about what it's gonna look like, or what it could look like. But there might be a different way, another answer. There's always a question to ask yourself. I'm starting to go off book again, creating limbs that aren't even there. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're gonna fill in, make sure it's really assess how it's going on the other side, and then come back to here. Sweet, just got a text message. Miss Heather Hunter's on her way. So usually at 6 o'clock we do the My Idaho Friends, and we don't have an episode this week. So Jaime will be back next week with some guests. We're going to have a couple of guests, and I don't want to tell you exactly which one's going to be next week because I might be wrong. But I know that we have 3 different guests lined up, so we will have new episodes of My Idaho Friends for the next 3 weeks. And this week you get to talk to Heather and I, and we'll find out how often we get to talk to her, because her and I have a lot to talk about. I need a stepladder. I forgot mine. I'll get it next week. Yes, I am standing on my tippy toes. Whew, calf burns. You know what comes next. It's gonna be the green. And whew. All right. Oh, you're going away. Okay. Let that green go. There it is. It's almost teeny tiny. It's so tiny. Well, it looks like I definitely have to make a run to quality art before next Wednesday, because if I want any more green on this picture, I have exhausted my resources. And oh, it sounds like I'm saved by the bell. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me once again. And I'll tell the deer you said hi. I ripped it. A little too aggressive.
Throw your fist at the man. You've got everything you need with your prescription, your house plan. Throw your fist at the phony. Can't believe you went pop with your commercial.
I was diagnosed schizoaffective.
But you don't have your meds.
I've had to have some really bad days.
Be Wise Gardens is a family-run boutique garden design firm. They specialize in edible landscapes, habitat gardens, water-wise plants, education, and gardens in containers, all the way to elaborate sanctuaries for your environment and well-being. Let them help you create your dream garden.
You are clearly an AP two-tone.
Yeah, they tryna at me, I'm running the race. I gotta pick up the pace. They throwing shade, but I'm gone. You gotta keep it a buck to my face. Taking in gang out of space. Especially if you stay in your place. They hating on all of my songs. I don't know what can I say. They throwing shots, but I'm saved by his grace. God is the shoot, I'm the lace. Running around, got me stoned, man. Feels like I'm stuck in the maze. Shoot at the Oculus a case. They sipping only 96. I can't do it on my own, yeah. They judging me off my mistakes. This flow is so heavenly. Most of my friends and frenemies. They tryna bring out the beast. I'm batting 1,000, my game is elite. I'm running around in the streets. They tryna catch up, but they still can't compete. I told the God in my sleep, he told me keep going cause you gotta lead. Count it up, all the brodies came through, then we added up. They was asking me questions, I had it dub. I've been running with God, I just leveled up. They won't speak to my face, got that antidote. They been putting me on like I'm one of those. I can see why they hate, that just ain't me. Tell me a place that I can't go. I don't think they get it, they don't understand. I'ma do it for my homies and my fans. They don't see the vision, they just see the band. Eyes on the money like a rubber band. That is number one, I follow his command. You can try it, you won't get a chance. I'ma keep on going till I can, and abiding by his plan. They tryna end me, I'm running the race. I gotta pick up the pace. They throwing shade, but I'm gone. You gotta keep it a buck to my face. Taking that gang out of space. It's best if you stay in your place. They hating on all of my songs. I don't know what can I say. They throwing shots, but I'm saved by his grace. God is the shoot, I'm the lace. Running around, got me stoned, man. Feels like I'm stuck in the maze. Shoot at the Oculus case. They sipping only 96. I can't do it on my own, yeah. They judging me off my mistakes.
Silver step into the play, you bet I'ma hit it. What I'm doing in this game, I did in a scrimmage. Rappers wanting all this beef and burning up bridges. Deep down they dinner with pain, they just wanna admit it. Won't stop till I get it. Speed it up when I'm winning. It's silver and undefined, period, no sin. They tryna give me the fit, and I'ma say Jesus and risk it. Treasure in heaven, generation with them, I pass the baton on my jits. Had to make sacrifices for this. I can fake, had to cut off some friends. Vision late ever since the beginning. Go get the bad, then bring it in. Every L was a lesson you did. Had a nest, had to handle the biz. I bought a whatchamacallit, and it's chilling right over the fridge.
They tryna end me, I'm running the race. I gotta pick up the pace. They throwing shade, but I'm gone. You gotta keep it a buck to my face. Taking that gang out of space. It's best if you stay in your place. They hating on all of my songs. I don't know what can I say. They throwing shots, but I'm saved by his grace. God is the shoot, I'm the lace. Running around, got me stoned, man. Feels like I'm stuck in the maze. Shoot at the Oculus case. They sipping only 96. I can't do it on my own, yeah. They judging me off my mistakes.
Hey everybody, welcome to another session of songwriting. Thank you so much for joining us so far. We really appreciate you supporting the channel. Here I am on another Wednesday writing another song. What am I going to write about today? I don't know. If you have any suggestions, throw it in the comments, either on Facebook if you're watching on Facebook, or on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Here in the next couple of weeks, you'll also be able to watch this stream on our website, argostv.stream. In the meantime, let's kind of pick a key here. are changing. Times are changing. Times are changing. Times are changing fast. I was having an interesting conversation about the idea of entropy today. And not necessarily just heat death of the universe type thing, but the, I guess, entropic, would that be the right word? Potential of certain things. And the example that was given to me was the notion of taking sand and turning it into a sandcastle. And how the sandcastle has relatively low entropy due to its ease from going from the sandcastle form to the sand. Versus the sand has a high entropy potential because of how long it's going to take the sand to go from sand to its constituent parts that make it up to be sand. I don't know if that's something I can turn into a song, but here we're going to try and talk about, I guess, infinity, entropy, time, how things break down. I don't know. Maybe this is the wrong music for that, but I'm gonna play around with this chord progression that I have here because I like it. That doesn't work in that register. Some things take a while. Some things take forever. Some things take a while. Some things take forever. Some things take a while. Some things take forever. Some changes come in just a minute. take a while, some things take forever. Some changes come, some things never change. Time. That might be better, actually. So, A minor. D minor over A. Some things take a while, some things take forever. Some changes come, some things never change. Over time, over time, over time, the breakdown happens. Over time, the breakdown happens. Our bodies slow, our minds age. But my mind's age. We fight against entropy. Yes, this is kind of versy stuff. But we fight against entropy. We fight against fight against entropy. We fight against growing old. Fight against breaking down. Some things take a while, some things take forever, some things change, some changes come, some things never change. Over time the breakdown happens, our body's slow, our minds age, but we fight against entropy. We fight against growing old. We fight against entropy, we battle with growing old. We fight against entropy. We battle with growing old. We fight against entropy. We battle with growing old. Stave off the breakdown. stave off the breakdown. As we fight against entropy, we battle with growing old. We stave off the breakdown. Stave off the breakdown. Where to go from here? Fight against entropy, battle with growing old, stave off the breakdown. Here we yeah, we work on the problem. Yeah, we work on the problem. We find the solution. I don't know. See if I can play this thing all the way through. Some things take a while. Here's the problem with finding the rhythm after you've written the words. Because now I need to rework how the phrasing goes under this kind of 2, 3, 1. Some things take a while, some things take forever. Some changes come, some things never change. Some things take a while, some things take forever. Some changes come, some things never change. Over time the breakdown happens. Over time, breakdown happens. Our bodies slow, our minds age. Let's see. We fought against entropy, so some things take a while, some things take forever, some changes come, some things never change. Over time, the breakdown happens. Our bodies slow, our minds age. But we fight against entropy. We battle with growing old. We stave off the breakdown. Yes, we work on the problems. We find our solutions. We go back again. And that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Argos TV. Stick around for Be Wise Gardens and Erica's new interview with Heather Horner. Have a great night. Have a great Wednesday. And I'll see you next week.
This is my space. Tag Be Wise Gardens.
And this is my space.
Hi, it's Gabrielle at Be Wise Gardens, and we want to talk about basically we're at mid-spring at this point, and we're going to be starting to think about where new plants are going to go, whether that's our vegetable garden that we're going to plant, that you're going to go buy tomatoes and peppers and that kind of thing, or you've started them yourself in some kind of a greenhouse, and also then where you're going to put them in your garden, because as you'll see in the actual landscape, it's starting to fill in. And we do something that's called interplanting, so we have a lot of perennials and we have a lot of herbs, but then sometimes we will throw in food crops as well, whether that's chard or a tomato, or some kind of other plant, especially if we've kind of run out of room in the vegetable space, or new berries, which we did this year. We added strawberries, but there's plants that need to wait until the frost date, and in our area that's May 7th, May 8th. Basically it's an average of over the course of time of when the last frost happened. Of course there's always a chance of a freak frost after that frost date, but for the most part, that's what we can count on. And so we have to, count on something. So that's where we start. And you don't really, I've done it. I've planted sometimes May 7th or, that date range will be on a Tuesday. And you're like, I can't plant on Tuesday. And so you think, oh, this weekend's going to be so beautiful. I'm going to plant on, the 4th, 5th, 6th, or, right before it. And I've actually truly had it happen where you plant and then bizarrely on May 5th it freezes and you lose your tomatoes, you lose your peppers, you lose all of your tender plants. You won't lose lettuce or broccoli or cabbage or those things that maybe you even seeded ahead of time. They're cold hardy and they can make it through that kind of 1 or 2 frosts. But tender plants cannot. One freeze and your tender flowers and your tender vegetables or fruits they'll be dead. And so it's a pretty big investment usually to get a garden going, and so you just don't want to take your chances, no matter how the weather may look. Just set your mind right now that for the rest of your life you're not going to plant your tender things until after May 7th. And so we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how then to get those little plants ready to be planted on that date. Right now we are at we're at April 27th, 29th. Okay, so good. So I don't know, one of those days. And we're close. We're about a week out. And so, but I want to spend this week getting those plants kind of, it's called hardening off, getting them ready for being outside of the greenhouse. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at our landscape and we're going to look at the plants inside of the greenhouse, and we're going to decide where things go, and just kind of the next week's process to get those plants out. This year we didn't get our seeds and everything started as early, so I will be doing that this week. Usually it's about 3 weeks ago, and that's totally fine. We have plenty of time to still get beets and still get carrots and that kind of thing. So let's follow me in the greenhouse. We have a lot of plants this year that we've started. Nothing compared to last year, thankfully. These are actually I'm going to stop here. These are the strawberries that I planted about a week and a half ago, and they came as little bare root stalk, and they're doing great. Make sure that if you do plant something before the frost date that can handle it, it still needs water. So if your sprinkler system isn't quite on yet, then you're going to have to hand water these types of things, because if you don't water them, they obviously will die. Especially this year. We've had rain the last 3 days, but we've had no rain at all this spring. And so I've been watering with a sprinkler out here for, almost a month and a half. And now my sprinklers are on, but I need to get them all set up to run automatically. Another thing that I got started, which is a hardier plant or cold hardy plant, is the potatoes. And you can't see them yet, but I could probably pull one up that I cut. Here they are. And so you can see right there is the shoot. I cut 4 potatoes into 2 pieces, so I have 4 starts in each bag, and they are right at the surface. And these are also something you need to keep damp, because otherwise they won't grow, obviously. And so I come out and spray these every day by hand. And the theory in this grow bag is that, one, you can control pests. You can put exactly the soil that the potatoes you'll get a lot of potatoes in. Last year our experiment wasn't as well because it wasn't watered enough. This year I'm going to control a little bit more. I'm going to water them myself every day or every other day when it's hot. and see if we can get a whole bucket of potatoes this year. So in the greenhouse, we've started quite a bit of things, and we started these, gosh, when? February, for like the peppers and the eggplants, and they definitely can't go out. Now, interesting, here's the peppers and eggplants that we started from seeds that we'd already purchased. And you can see that they're, you know, they're developing. This is definitely an eggplant. These are peppers. Now, if I was to go to the nursery, the plants that I would buy would be much larger than this. So you just need to make your decision on your budget, because obviously if I was buying each one of these, they're going to be anywhere from $4 to $8 depending on the nursery you go to, whereas a seed costs me pennies, if that, fractions of pennies. But they are not as large, they're not as mature, and nurseries are, you know, making sure they're fertilized, and they're, you know, they have a system down, yeah, and they're moving them up, and they're doing all that type of thing. Something about these were older seeds, so I wasn't sure about viability. So you can see that both seeds in this one germinated. Now when I plant this, the roots and everything are going to be so intertwined that I can't really work them apart. And if I planted them in a tray of soil, maybe I could have, you know, pricked them apart. But what I'll probably need to do is just pinch one of these off, whatever one is the smaller one, and let the other one develop. And since we're only a week out, I'm just going to plant these right in the ground as they are. I'm not going to transplant them up to the 4-inch pot and so on and so forth. They're just going to go right in. The other thing that we've started is some flowers. And so these are all zinnias. In my yard, I found that if I just plant the seeds in the garden, which is totally viable and everybody can do that, probably now actually, the reason why I don't is because for some reason the pests in my yard just mow down the seedlings as soon as they sprout. And so then I don't really get the zinnias crop that I want, because I really love just the color that they bring and the cut flowers. And so I started quite a few, and then these will just be basically put amongst the perennials to bring color and a different kind of texture and variety to the beds. And then we have some celery, which this could have just been seeded technically right in the ground a few weeks ago as well. And our celery actually did reseed, so there is already some growing back there, and I'll just add these in. And then these are onions, and these are, for some reason, they're a lot easier to get apart. And so when you can kind of break apart the little root ball and you know, space them out and put them in a line, or put them in, you know, some kind of an arrangement rather than just kind of a glob, so that they have a lot of room to develop and get a big bulb on them. There's onions here and leek, right? I feel like I'm gonna hiccup. So anyway, so this is the next thing that needs to go. You know, all of this stuff needs to go into the garden in the next week and a half, or starting in the next week and a half. These are poppies. These are actually cold hardy, so I could put these right out. And then the dahlias are the things that have to wait the longest, and so these definitely have to be after the frost date. We started these a little bit earlier than is recommended, simply because they started themselves in the garage. They were in cold storage, and they started growing out of the box. And so it was like, okay, I guess they're ready. And the reason, the theory behind why you don't want to start them until basically right now and then plant them when it's warmer, like mid-May, getting closer to June, is because they don't like to be handled once they're started. But I didn't have a choice this year, so they're gonna get handled, and we'll see what happens. I guess it's always an experiment, right? And then back here we have just some more perennials that need to be planted out. These actually came as bare rootstock, and I planted them in pots, and I could have planted them right out, but I didn't get around to it, so now I get to do that as well this next week. And then in this last little area, we started more strawberry seeds, which are so fun, that right there, back there. And last year was the first year that we started strawberries, and it was so rewarding because we got about 40 or 50 strawberry plants from a packet of seeds. And now, you know, the idea of getting as many varieties as we want and all of that is amazing, because normally you would just get what you get at the nursery. And so now you can order any kind of seeds you want. And I really like woodland or alpine strawberries, because they just have amazing flavor. And so I'm excited about that. And I need to water these right here. We have some little cabbages and kale that I really need to get in. And I should have planted those a while ago, but they're super dry. So we got that. And then this is a whole flat of bare root strawberries that I just needed to get in some soil so that they weren't in the bag that they came in. They can't lay, if you did order stuff that came in a little plastic bag with some soil medium or something like that, they need to be planted right away in something. If you leave them in that bag, they will rot, and then you won't, you'll lose your plants. So we're gonna walk out to the vegetable garden and just kind of look at the things that we've done there. And I just realized that the string broke on the gate, so we're gonna have to walk all the way around. We got time. So then when I'm walking through here is when I'm assessing where can things go, where should they go, where will they get the correct light that they need, the correct water that they need. Here's a good example of, we absolutely love chives, and we love them for salad dressings and baked potatoes and salads, all sorts of things, but chives reseed. And so if you get those flower heads off before they drop seed, that definitely slows it down. And last year we obviously did not do that, and now we need to go in there because I don't want this whole bed to be full of chives, and that's what will happen. And so we just have to go in and use a hoary knife and pop all of those little bulbs out that are starting, give them away, or just throw them away, whatever. And so we're gonna keep going this way all the way around. Look how beautiful the grass looks when it's mowed. It's like carpet, green carpet. Yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of this part of the grass. Yeah, when it has water, it's amazing. Remember that you can always plant in pots as well. So this is a larger strawberry variety. It doesn't have as much flavor as the smaller strawberry. So we planted those strawberries in what are these called? Tubs, like a wash tub, but make sure and poke holes in the bottom of it. And if it's on a deck or a patio, you may not want that dirty water flowing out every time you water it. So the kind of tray that's big enough for something like this is a water heater tray. And then, you can but then you don't want it to fill up with water and make this into a bog. So just watch that kind of thing if you're going to do containers. But you can see that it's blooming. And this is a very prolific variety of strawberry. I do not remember what it was called because it was probably just something from a nursery that there's probably a plant tag in there somewhere. But we get a ton of strawberries just off of that little small bunch right there. And I like mixing strawberries into planters because it's a really cool leaf texture. And then it has those beautiful red berries that come out. And so this obviously has to have something tall in it. Last year it had some tulips and a couple other things, but you can see the columbines coming back. The strawberries here, the pansies, the phlox. Oh, there was also a calla lily in there, but of course that isn't going to overwinter. But anyway, so that's always a thing to do in planters. But this is the vegetable garden back here, and it also has perennials in it. We have some artichoke. This was a bee balm, and Monarda. And some of the sweet peas reseeded that were growing on that trellis. That's going to now be for cucumbers and maybe gourds this year. And this is obviously cabbage that went to seed, and you can do really interesting things. Last year or maybe 2 years ago we did kimchi. So we had a cabbage, we chopped it all up, but then we came out and got the brassica flowers and put those in the kimchi. And it's kind of like, if you look really close at them, they look like broccoli, and it's because they're all in the same family, and it just has that same kind of flavor. This gets really soft when you can it, obviously, in the salt and cure it. And so that you can just keep using this. I've left them in here because the bees will actually use the pollen and the nectar from them. So I'm fine with them staying here. I'm not going to collect the seeds or anything like that. But anyway, so this is where we're going to plant the peppers, the tomatoes, the cucumbers, carrots, whatever vegetables we decide that we're going to put in. And because some crops need to be rotated every year, you need to keep some sort of a journal so that you don't plant tomatoes in the same place, 2 years in a row, or potatoes in the same place 2 years in a row. Simply because any pest that discovered it at the end of last season, it'll either be overwintering in the soil, or somehow they have these magical memories that they will come back. So like squash bugs and all of that kind of thing. So if you had squash bugs and they were in this bed, you need to plant your squash clear over there and disrupt the cycle, and that'll really help. Now in here is where we had our celery, and because we left like a really heavy leaf litter layer this year, and pretty much all of the plants, and we just cleaned them up, all of the celery reseeded, which is pretty cool. And this was a pink Japanese celery that was super tasty. You can put it in, you can juice it, you can cut it up and put it in, kind of sandwich salads or anything like that. It's really cool. And then we have poppies in here. Looks like that's like a kale or something. That's funny that reseeded, but anyway, so we're just going to make our decisions about what goes in this bed. So this was mostly flowers and celery last year, and so I think I'm going to put the peppers and the eggplants here, and then I'm going to just kind of progress through the garden. I'm obviously planting a lot less than I normally plant. Our household isn't as big anymore, and I also want to make sure and use it all. I want to responsibly grow things so that I'm either preserving it, I know where I'm going to give it away, food banks will take it sometimes, or I'm going to freeze it, I'm going to make salsa, those kinds of things. Instead of last year, I just didn't get to everything that we grew, and it was true, it became compost. It wasn't like it completely got wasted or birds got to eat the seeds, that kind of thing. But this year I really want to, just for myself, I want to hone in on this. I want to dry herbs. I want to make sure and use what I plant. Behind you is a huge raspberry patch, and last year we gave most of the raspberries away. We would just put out an open invite to people, come pick raspberries, they're ripe. But this year I'd really like to freeze them and maybe make raspberry jam and really utilize everything that we have growing in our space. We have flowers and different things that we just keep leaving in these areas because I really like a mixture, but it won't be as big of a mixture as it was last year. I have already dug up and moved several Monarda. I have some Augustaceae that needs to move, some sage that has reseeded itself and needs to be moved or given away. And then this was arugula that just keeps planting itself. And it's a kind of a pretty flower. And the little tiny solitary bees and flies absolutely love it. So there's no reason to move it for me. It can stay. It obviously doesn't reseed so heavily that it's completely ruined the space. So that's totally fine. There's no reason I can't mix things in here. This is obviously a parsley that came back. And these are Love in a Mist. And is it Nigella? Yeah, and so the little seeds are in here, and I've been meaning to look up if it's the actual Nigella that you eat, that you can sprinkle on things, or if it's just a variety of that, species, and you shouldn't eat them. But I wanted to look it up because it seems to be very prolific, and so if it is the seed, it looks very similar. It's pure black. And it's supposedly you can sprinkle, I put Nigella seeds in Ethiopian food and that kind of thing. But that is something I want to research this year as well because we have quite the crop of Love in a Mist. Another strawberry kind of poked in there. Make sure if you plant mint, there's no reason you can't plant it in your landscape. If anybody has planted mint in your landscape, the thing that you're creating. It is very beautiful. The bees absolutely love it. If it's in a space where you don't care where it goes, let it go. But if it is important to you that it stays somewhat controlled, then just put it in a container. It will drop seeds that you'll need to, pull up, or it sometimes will grow out the bottom holes of a planter because it is so unbelievably strong. But if you put it in a container, then it just fills up and then you have mint whenever you need some, whether that's in lemonade or iced tea. We just put it in green salad the other night. Smoothies are really good, and it gives it that kind of Mediterranean twist that I love. And then we have bronze fennel right here, which is also, I've had to come out here and clean this up and really dig it out because it is a very big prolific cedar. And I only want it right there. It smells so good just brushing it that little bit. It's just like wham. So, and what fennel smells like is licorice. And what fennel's really good is like, I've never really used like the dried feathery part of the herb. I can't think of anything, but I have like bought the bulbs. So this year, these will be big enough that you could dig them up and you just slice them and put them in salads. And so traditionally it's in a French salad with the Nicoy olives and tuna and that kind of thing, which we don't eat, but you can make that same salad without the tuna and the eggs, but it's really tasty. And then it's like celery, but it tastes a little bit like licorice. So, and it's really beautiful. It gets about 3 feet tall with a seed head on it. And it's just a stunning plant. But again, it's something that fills up a space. So don't put it, in a front garden bed because it'll just like take over eventually, kind of have it in its own spot. And it doesn't need much water, which is kind of cool that it's a little bit drought tolerant.
The solitary bees.
Yes, exactly. And it's another one that has a really nice flower head on it. So, and then over here, I was noticing this year I need to find a new drawer, but this solitary bee hotel is completely filled up. And so if you get in really close, you can see all of the caps on the holes, and slowly as the weather warms up and the nighttime temperatures raise a little bit, those solitary bees will be digging themselves out and getting back to work and starting the process again. And this was really successful, so I want to take this all out of here, put it in a new drawer, and put a little bit of a roof on it so that it's protected through the winter. You can see that it's split and started coming apart because of weather, and I didn't anticipate that as I should have. So I want to fix that and leave it there because they seem to really like it. So that is our segment today. And if you ever have any questions, please. Oh, you know what? That isn't true. I didn't talk about hardening off. So let's go back out here to the messy side yard where we're trimming our tree. So this was our vegetable garden last year, and this year it's going to become exclusively flowers and maybe one more row of blueberries. And so this is where I moved the Monarda or bee balm. We have beehive over there, so then they'll have flowers right out their front door. And we already have a bunch of hollyhocks, and obviously a bunch of carrots are about to seed. And so we're just kind of leaving that, and we're going to add more things in here. These are bush cherries that are exceptional. And this is another one of those food things that I really want to get enough of this year, that even if these two probably is only like 1 pie each, but that'll be worth it. It'll be really tasty. And these only get up to about 6 feet high, 4 feet across, and so they're a really good choice if you want cherries but you don't want to do a tree, and they're also pretty. So so what I didn't talk about is hardening off. So with all the plants in the greenhouse back here, over the course of this next week, I'm going to bring those trays out and I'm going to set them outside. And I'm going to leave them outside all day until after dark. And of course, if it's it doesn't freeze usually until like 2 or 3 in the morning. So when I'm going to close up the greenhouse around, now I guess that's a little bit later, 8 or 9, I'm going to take all of those things and I'm going to put them back in the greenhouse, shut the door. Now, if you don't have a greenhouse, what you're going to do is set them outside. Don't put them out in the blazing sun like on a patio, because you will just torch them. They are not accustomed to like direct light like that, or the reflective light off of the patio. So make sure to put them in your grass, maybe in a slightly shady, could be shady at some point during the day, and let them sit out there. And then make sure they stay watered, because they will dry out faster as soon as they're out in the elements. And then again, like I said, between 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, you're going to bring them back in your house or put them back in your, warmer area, close it up, and do the same thing over this next week. And then what that will do, it's It's called Hardening Off. It will prepare those plants to be outside permanently as of that frost date. Now, with the idea with the frost date, not only are you avoiding frost, it's also that the nighttime temperatures have come up to about 50 degrees. And so that's more than warm enough for everything to survive outside. And so then you're going to plant them outside on May 7th, May 8th, somewhere around there, and they'll start growing. Make sure they stay watered, because again, if they were a seedling, they were either in a 4-inch pot or something small, and they haven't like grown enough roots yet to like get water from the surrounding area. So make sure that they stay very well watered every day until you see them starting to grow, or part of your sprinkler system. And make sure and give them some food, something like compost tea or organic fertilizer, and enjoy the bounty of your efforts. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Argos for producing all of this. And if you ever have questions, check us out at bewisegardens.com. We have free garden guides on there. You can get a design estimate. You can join our newsletter. And also, Be Wise Plant Society is on there, and that's just a place where people come together. We learn together. We share our victories. We share our, failures, and we just keep growing towards a more green life. And where else? Oh, Instagram, Be Wise Gardens. Send us a question, send us a picture. We love to see what you're up to. And thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a great day.
It's right. Okay, here's your glasses back.
Thank you.
Hello. Heather and I are looking at maps. This map is as old as we are. Yay! And we were just trying to find Virginia City, and I don't want to lose it. F6, F6. Look at this cool map, actually.
That's older than we are.
Isn't that sweet? Look at the water skier. Is he upside down right now? Nope. Yeah.
No, right there.
Yeah, okay. It's a water skier. Wait, where are we at?
Right there.
Oh, thanks, James. So, when I think of Montana, I think of water skiing because that's what my parents did in the Gates in the Mountains. Mm-hmm. And that was outside of Helena, about where you
at Canyon Ferry, yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to Canyon Ferry.
You are?
I've got a camping reservation there at the end of July. Oh my gosh. I better make sure I didn't double book myself. But, because you had to get a camping spot so far out. And my sister goes up there every weekend in the summer. She has like a spot. And I get to go see my sister.
That's so exciting.
I'm like, oh my gosh, when are we going now?
So Montana is this big on a giant map. It's huge. There's so much to do.
There is.
And so many little towns that were pioneer little towns and ghost towns.
There's Virginia City right there.
Okay, so
can you guys hear
it's
the
closer
map?
to Butte.
The map is literally ripping because it is so old and it's been used so many times. There's like math on my map.
There's rude. That's so rude.
It looks like, I mean, at least, I'm not sure if it was me. It was probably not because it doesn't really look like my handwriting.
Oh, there it is.
But it's like in this huge area next to the Charles Russell National Wildlife Reserve.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually, like, that's Fort Peck. I've been looking at a lot of land lately.
Yeah.
How nice would it be to go back to my roots and your roots?
And my roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I love Montana. I spent a lot of summers in eastern Montana digging up dinosaur bones with my Uncle Jack, and mostly just hanging out and being a royal terror, like, of the cow paddy fields. Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, but Glacier and western Montana, that was really where my heart was. I love it.
Nice. I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time in Glacier, except for we were just talking about the water slides.
Yeah.
Outside of Columbia Falls. Mm-hmm. So that would be the Kalispell area. Another place that is near and dear to my heart was that House of Mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my girlfriends got to go there. My parents drove us. We'd spend all day at the water slides, and then on the way back, walking sideways and all that.
The water running uphill, and yeah. I never actually got to go inside. Like I'd always be looking for it, and I really just wanted to go in, and my dad's like, oh, it's too cheesy, and I'm like, oh, I want to see it.
You hang sideways and stuff. It was so cool. I have pictures. I did not actually put pictures in the Kiwi for James to pull up. I'm sorry, James. We didn't actually start talking about this until we were sitting here, literally, like sitting here talking about it. And okay, so why are we talking about Great Falls and Montana and Helena and Butte, Kalispell? What are some more towns? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Shelby, and then I went to high school in Helena, and then I went to college in Bozeman, and then my parents live in Whitefish, and yeah, no, we're just kind of everywhere. But I mean, we grew up so close to each other, and we met here in Boise a year ago, a year and a half ago. Yeah.
And just to throw this out there, we met a year and a half ago. Well, I was doing art direction on your film, Effective.
Yep.
And you're the art director.
Yeah.
I had no idea who you were. I had no idea about the film. It was a really last minute, but I read the script and I'm like, I can totally come up with a bunch of artwork and things that fit for this film.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Isn't that crazy?
I love it.
We are like close to the same age, and basically, we even both went to 2A schools. Did you ever compete in speech and debate?
Yeah, in Helena.
Okay.
Well, actually, it was. I tried. I tried real hard, and then I didn't. And then I just went for theater because. Yeah.
Well, I actually did serious oral interpretation.
That would have been really fun to try.
It was amazing, but I only did it when I went to school in Fort Benton.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, James, can you pull up some photos of Fort Benton for us?
I have never been.
What?
I've never been to Fort Benton. I don't even know.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yes, this is...
Have I driven through there? Dad, help me.
This is the bridge along the river. Oh, look, you can kind of see us behind here. Hi.
That's so pretty.
This is the front entrance of the Grand Union, which is a really nice restaurant and hotel. And there...
Was that connected to the railroad at all?
I believe it was probably, yes.
Yeah, anything with like Union and it was like mostly railroad.
Yeah. I only went to school there for 1 year. That was my junior year. It was like this was down at the park. This is one of my favorite places.
It's so beautiful.
And
I didn't even know.
Well, the teacher, the English teacher that I had, her name was Mrs. Koch. She and I talked a lot about our history. And my history being that I had dyslexia. And by the time she got a hold of me, I was just barely learning how to formulate paragraphs. I had gotten to sentences, but I couldn't write paragraphs yet. I couldn't string them together. And I also had never read a full book.
Oh, wow.
I'd read a children's book, but I'd never read a novel. And we had to read The Scarlet Letter.
I love that book.
It was my first book. It was my first novel.
That's intense.
And, I mean,
that's intense for a first novel.
I had to have a tutor.
Yeah.
And this really wonderful friend of mine, Trampus Corridor.
So pretty.
He actually has a business called Quarter Industries now, and I believe he sells a lot of land in Montana. And
cool.
That's an Instagram. Shout out to him. Quarter something. I'll make sure that we post it on the stream.
Nice.
But he read with me every day after school. We would work on a chapter every day after school. And I started doing speech and debate.
Nice.
And I was already really good at memorizing. I could memorize so much that it was like pretty natural. Like once I was able to read through it and then I'd reread it. I never forgot. I could probably do it, but I'm not. Yeah.
So
Small towns.
Small Montana towns. There's something special about a small town. I mean, it has its own challenges, but I mean, you come out of it. you come out of it with an appreciation of your true self. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And you really find your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nowhere to hide in a little town. You have to find your strength. And yeah, I don't think that I'd be the creative that I am without Montana. Like,
same here.
Like, I don't know that I could have done it.
A few of the pictures that are in your film were actually done while I was a student at Fort Benton.
Really?
And that art program changed everything for me.
Oh, that's so awesome.
You know, like you're saying, is the small towns, that small town heart that, like, they find what makes you shine. Because there's not a whole lot of kids.
Exactly, yeah.
So teachers can really pay attention.
Yeah. That's really special. I like it.
And here we are, two artists. In Idaho from Montana.
Two filmmakers.
Yes. Filmmakers that have gotten to work quite a bit together this year.
Yeah, it's been great.
We've got more that we're going to be doing. We're not telling you what's going on in the future or what's happened lately. We're going to talk about some of Heather's accomplishments from the past few years.
Oh.
And then we can go back to Montana.
Yeah, okay. What do you want to know?
What was your first film that you did art direction here?
Oh, so in a way it was The Damn Thing with Jane Marrow producing and Jesse Courts directing, I believe. I did costumes, and then I had found these beautiful candle props and all these like little things to keep around, and had created journals for the main character to be writing in, and a journal to burn, which was really painful to watch, but it's such a beautiful film, and I'm so proud and so glad that I had that opportunity, because that's where I met Tate, and we've been filmmaking together for a while and married for a bit, and just, it's been really special.
What year was that?
I met him in 2013.
And that's when you did that film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, but I had done, I think in 2011, I had done Telltale Heart with Jane as well, and had done costumes for that. And then Marie Mortensen had done production design, I believe. So yeah, but I learned a lot from her, and she's amazing, and like Idaho is chock full of creative people.
Did you send James a picture from that one?
Not from Telltale Heart, but The Damn Thing is there. It's got Tate sitting there writing in a journal.
So he might pull it up.
It's fine. It's there somewhere. But and then I really just kind of did costumes for a long time. But I enjoy the production design and the art direction of it all. Like, it's its own character, it tells its own story, and most of the time art directors are pulling like personal items that fit into a story from their own collection. And so I was like, I need to start making my own paintings, so that I don't have to like go out and find artist permission, for things that were just bought in a store. Like, I really like having personal connections to the beauty that's in filmmaking. Like, even when it's horror and there's blood everywhere, there's still beauty in it. Like, and like, because it's all about color, and it's all about shape and design, and the flow, even the flow of where things go. And when you have a director and a DP that communicate very well with you, you can build a room. You can build a room that fits everybody's needs. And I think that's really a special connection when it comes to filmmaking, because you got to have room for your actors and your crew all in the same spot and make it look beautiful.
It's very true.
So it's
frustrating when you're on set, because I wear a lot of hats. I've always liked to wear a lot of hats, and I've been on sets where the art direction has taken over the set. And then that math of what you just spoke about is so important because people have to set up these lights. Yeah. Everything you see on TV is, oh, what has he got going on there?
Oh, yeah, so that is actually a pre-production picture that I'm collecting antiques for a H.P. Lovecraft called Pictures in the House, but I'm redoing it to call it Pictures of You.
Oh.
And there's my Easter Bunny rabbit that I transformed into a taxidermied situation. It's gross.
No, he's great.
Yeah, he's beautiful. My little bloody bun. And yeah, no, but I take a lot of time with my art direction. Like, I usually write a script and then I'll sit on it for like a year or two, which kind of is frustrating for a lot of people, but I'm out there like antiquing and I'm like, hey, this would be a perfect little prop. This would be a perfect piece of, perfect piece of a living room. And I'm always looking for like super old books and things that will match what I'm doing, because if I rush, I'm never going to find what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to recreate something sometimes. So it's just better to like, and I like it that way. I like being able to say, this is the perfect fabric, this is the perfect color, this is the perfect, and I don't want to feel any regret. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people like to rush through their things, and I was like, no, I'm gonna make it the way I want. And that's the producer in me too, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not waiting for someone else to rush me through a project. I'm gonna do my own project at my own speed, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be so proud of it, and I can't wait.
And that's why we get along.
Yeah.
Patience. We have patience, which is...
I high-fived and you fist
I
bumped.
know.
Okay, let's try that again. Woo!
We've spent a lot of time together on set, and we've been masked 99% of the time. And we are both double vaxxers. Well, you're double vaxxed tomorrow. I am.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's my vax birthday.
Yeah. Get it, girl.
Yes, we have we've had quite a. I mean, we've been together every single weekend for months
since the middle of February.
Yeah. Since Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I love it.
Oh gosh, we've started this bond. We've started some projects in the mix, and gosh, I need to look and double check and see what time it is, because I don't have a clock. I don't know.
It's fine.
So why are we reminiscing about Montana with our cool old maps and your awesome atlas and all of our talk about growing up and being art directors?
So we started talking about growing up on the High Line of Montana, which is like right near the Canadian border, Great Falls, Shelby area, like just right. I have a map. Yes. The High Line. Yeah. And places of it are desolate and windy and full of wheat, and it's beautiful, and there's nothing but sky and wheat. And we started reminiscing about all the places that we traveled to, places we grew up, and we realized that even though we grew up very close to each other, we had some differences, like different experiences growing up. And we started sharing all these things that we wanted to show each other. Like, because that's like, I want to show you all these beautiful things that I saw, and and covering like the western part of the state, and maybe next year we'll do the eastern part of the state.
Yes.
And see the Missouri Breaks, which I love so much. Like, that's some heart and soul right there, is the Missouri Breaks. But yeah, just sharing Montana with each other, and I think that's really special. And we've got building a crew to document some of these beautiful things that have so much history. Like I don't know if I can tell you, but like there's theaters that that the old mining towns had, where they were near railroads and they'd bring in entertainers and like they'd have these big shows, and so there was a lot of culture and diversity and beauty that came like with the frontier. And I'm so excited to share.
Have you been to Butte?
I have, yeah. I actually
like
did some theaters. I did some shows.
Yes.
At the Roxy.
Well, okay, so you actually got your theater degree in Montana.
Yeah.
I got mine here. So, well, actually, I don't even have a technical theater degree. I have an interdisciplinary art studio studies degree.
I love it.
It's just everything.
I love it. It's everything. I love it.
Kind of like the hats I keep wearing. A lot of hats.
All the hats.
But that's another thing that ties us together that we discovered just in the last couple of weeks. We spent a lot of time together.
We did.
Okay. So, you, theater, film, art.
Yep.
A lot of people focus on just one. But here we are. Art.
Art.
Theater.
Yes.
Film.
Yep.
We've hung lights for all of the above.
We have. Yep. And I've built sets and painted sets and built costumes and designed. Yeah. All of it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I'm so excited that we were friends.
I am too.
We're gonna take over.
We're gonna make some films together, and it's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait.
One of these days, there's just gonna be this giant sound stage in the middle of somewhere, and it's just all like these are the most eclectic, amazing sets, and we're gonna be a museum.
Yeah,
that's it.
Two Montana girls.
Two Montana girls.
Two Montana girls.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Oh,
but
man.
I can't wait to show you some of the spots that are really kind of special in my heart, and I can't wait to see all yours. Like, that's Fort Benton. Oh my gosh.
Well,
it's
like,
greener than I expected.
And it's
is that weird?
Yeah. Well, it's that area where all of the trading happened. And, you know, 'cause it's the Missouri River, so that's
right. Yeah.
You know, it was the main hub. That's, you know, and then you head down to Great Falls, but you got the Great Falls.
Yeah.
So, you know,
where Lewis and Clark had to like huck their canoes.
Yep. But you're talking about that whole high plain, and you know, I've been doing a lot of research on my history that we keep talking about too, and it's like I didn't even know in high school that when I was in Fort Benton, because I chose to go to Fort Benton, that just a few miles north is where my family was, or where they grew up, my grandmother, her name was Mary Grace Montana.
Aww.
Jorgensen. That was her name. And she dropped the Mary. The Mary was because of the mission, but she was born at she wasn't born in St. Peter's Mission. I think she might have been born in Great Falls. I don't know all the logistics. I know that her mother, Nellie, was born at St. Peter's Mission. And that's Box Elder.
Yeah.
And then Nellie's mother, Justine, actually is buried on the Rocky Boy Indian Reservation.
That's right, you were telling me that.
And that's just right up there. That and the Rocky Boy Indian Reservation is just lush and green as well. Like when all of my memories of going up there are just so like it's just beautiful land.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope that we can go onto the reservation and I can show you that. But for sure, we'll try and stop by and see my grandmother's.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I don't know if it'll happen this fall. Maybe next fall.
Maybe next fall.
But we haven't totally planned out our map yet. But
that's kind of why we're kind of like looking and yeah, there's like little places like Virginia City and then like Twin Bridges. It's got this little art shop like in the middle of it, and then it's got like
where's Twin Bridges?
So Twin Bridges is between Dillon, and then it's got like Butte right there. So instead of like hanging on the highway or the interstate, you like take this little 2-lane and
off of Dillon, which Dillon is the cutest too.
It's so pretty there.
It's
so pretty.
I love stopping there. I love the. It reminds me of our Flying Y here in Boise.
Yeah.
On the freeway, you're like going around it. You've been on the road for so long, and it's just about bathroom break time.
It
because
is.
you're getting off at Dillon.
Yeah. Because there's no other place between there and Idaho Falls really to stop.
Well, let's see. There's
there's a couple little spots, but sometimes they're not always
That's
open.
true. They're not always open. But you can. I mean, it's a one-stop shop. Those little tiny towns.
Yeah.
So you can get everything you need: gas, liquor, you name it. You got it.
Trinkets,
yep,
antiques. It's all like
little
in the
signs.
same store. Yeah.
I remember I had to buy this little sign one time driving back and forth because it had, just the word sarcasm was written, but it was misspelled. And that's so me.
You're like, yep.
I bought it. I stuck it in my back window.
It's my spirit sign.
It's one of those little trinkets you get in the little stores.
That's awesome. Yes. Yeah. And let's see, there's so many amazing little spots. There's Lincoln, which has the high country beef jerky thing, and I'm not sure what else goes on there, but it's really interesting.
Best 4th of July parade in the United States is in Lincoln, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if it's happening anymore after COVID, but up until that point, like every year, one of the bars will donate the beer. Mm-hmm. So they take turns.
Oh, neat.
And then there's always high country beef jerky. And there's literally girls and boys walking up and down the street handing out beer and beef jerky.
That is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. 4th of July, let me write that down.
When I took my husband on 4th of July, and he was just like, yep, we'll come back to this parade anytime.
Gonna have to swing around, get our moms.
Yeah, you probably have to be a local and not get carded, but, you know. Just throwing that out there.
That's so funny. I love it. I want to go. St. Patrick's Day in Butte is always amazing.
It's always an experience. That is the truth. I actually, my sister now lives in Butte. And yeah, and I haven't gotten to experience an actual St. Patrick's Day with her as an adult. I always snuck out and went to St. Patrick's Day when I was a kid when we all still lived in Great Falls. So since she's lived in Butte, I haven't experienced one.
Oh, man.
I really, really want to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. That's a tough town.
It is, but it's got so much history and so much beauty to it, and yeah, it's really fascinating. Like the things that have happened there, and where they're headed is kind of really beautiful, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Let's table Butte. The next time you come and we'll have more planned out. The next time we have our meeting, which hopefully we'll have another one next month.
Oh yeah.
Then I'll try and come up with some Butte pictures, and we'll try and come up with some more things to show you guys.
Yeah. Oof. So the theaters are so cool.
Okay. So I know we're off on tangents. This is a pre-pro meeting. Okay. Welcome
This
to
is
our
what pre-production looks like.
Pretty much. We now know your first film as an art director. What was your favorite film? I know it's like asking which one of your children is your favorite, but and you can't pick the one that you met Tate on because that was your first. Okay. And we already know that Tate's your favorite.
Tate is my favorite. So I did art direction. Actually, I wore a lot of hats for Willa, which is not out yet. But it is my favorite, and I think it will always have this amazing part of my heart. It's about a forest spirit who gets a baby, kidnapped away from it, and it takes it back by force. But it's actually really kind of beautiful in its own way when it pulls it back. And the home in which the forest spirit lives is very much like a cathedral of trees and branches, and it all kind of pulls together. And thank you, Nick Roberts, for building it because it looks amazing, and also thank you, Jared and Northwest Motion Pictures for helping me with that. And then I spent a lot of time stringing found objects together, and I'll bring in a part of it next time. But
cool.
Stringing found objects together that a forest spirit would be interested in, or like a raven would be interested in, or a crow would be interested in, like sparkly, shiny objects, all kind of strung together, and then hanging down. And then, of course, I had some skeletons that I had jammed in there, like some human skeletons jammed in there, and then Ellen was the cherry on top of the cake. And it was really beautiful, but it was done in warm colors. It was done very well and shot with a red, which I love, Dustin's red, and I'll have to find some clips from that just to show. But yeah, just, and then like little vials of odd fluids. But I mean, the amount of detail that I allowed myself was really beautiful. It was really stressful, but it was really beautiful, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Nice. Yeah, you always light up whenever you talk about that one.
Yeah.
That's a good experience.
Really special. Yeah. Well, and it was interesting too because, like, as a producer, like, we had just founded Broken Noir Films specifically for Willa. And then we wound up, like, building a production company with it. And so that was, like, a whole experience. We do everything but the camera part. It's like... yeah. So, but I really just loved it. And I loved the people I was with, and I wish I had met you because I would have loved to have you on set. And if I make a feature of it, you're definitely going to be my art director.
Ah, music to my ears. I can't wait to collaborate. I'm really thankful that you have agreed to help me with my current project, which is Post-it.
I'm so excited.
And it, just like you said, it's been 2 years. We've already shot the first episode in 2018.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then we shot the first scene of the second episode in 2019, and we were slated to shoot the rest of the second episode literally March 17th. Of 2020.
No.
We were all sitting in this room getting ready, and things just started to...
We watched the world fall apart.
Yeah. And everything changed. And I have to say, when I go and I look back at it, and it was such a tiny, tiny crew, and everybody was working so hard, and it was just me trying to prove to myself that I could do it, but I wasn't bringing out the beauty that I saw in my own head because I was trying to direct the actors, and I was just overwhelmed with producing and directing and everything.
So much work. It is so much work.
And it's all, my artwork is everywhere. It's just like this, literally the first scenes just are all of my artwork just thrown in your face, okay? So now it's gonna fit with the way it's written, which you'll have to find out when it comes out. But having you on set, I'm like not worried anymore. Like I am so excited to get this project finished because I trust you. And it's a beautiful thing.
It really is. It really is. Like, just finding kindred spirits to make films with, like, there's a sense, your heart lifts. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just...
Oh, 100% I know what you mean!
Like, you can be comfortable being an artist with your friends who are kindred spirits, who see your heart and know understand that when you're, like, pointing and doing this, like, there's something to it, right? And that's such a bond that we have, and I love it so much. Like, even from the first day that I met you on Effective, and you had some questions or you had a concern, and like the first thing you did was address it, and I was like, I want her to be my friend. Like, seriously, I did. I was like, I like that girl. She's awesome.
And I had no idea you were an artist, because all I knew is you were the writer and director.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know that you created all this other stuff yet. I was just...
I'm so quiet most of the time. You wouldn't know it after the effective interviews, but like, I am so quiet. Like, and I'm learning to talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'm so like in my own head about literally everything, and then like, but finding kindred spirits that, you know, understand that like when I'm feeling things, I'm like, I'm having an emotion right now. Like, you're okay with it, and that's what I really needed. But I think it's really powerful that we can build together and just kind of cruise through life, just hanging out, making films, and
and we just live down the street from each other.
I know.
Another one of those bonuses. It's like the universe just said, hey, I'm going to take her, and I'm going to take her, and I'm going to throw them right there and see if they can find each other.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The universe seems to do that to me a lot. They did it with Tate, too. It's like, I'm going to put this guy that you grew up next to right there.
Right? And that, I mean, that's a whole other,
Yeah. Circling each other in the art communities for 11 years?
Yeah.
At least? Yeah.
Do you remember your first theater class in Montana? Were you in high school or were you in college?
I was in high school.
Me too.
Yep, Mr. Holter.
Shout out, Mr. Holter. Nice. I don't remember my teacher's name. I just remember every class period we would do sun salutations, and then we'd all sit around in a circle and we'd tell each other something wonderful that we felt about the person sitting next to us. And we were never allowed to sit next to the same person twice.
I was sat next to the hottest guy in high school. I was so shy and so tiny. I'm like, yeah. So I was terrified my first theater class, but
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hated every second about actually acting. Every single second. But I loved everything else.
Yeah.
Everything else. I loved talking to everybody. Matt Brandt was in my theater class, and he, to this day, is still one of my best buddies, and he lives here.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll introduce you sometime.
Okay.
He's amazing. But I don't think he acts anymore.
Oh.
He's just fabulous.
Yeah, no, I have a profound amount of stage fright. And it's weird, because being in front of a camera, like, surrounded with people I know, that seems okay, right? It seems like I'm okay to go into character. I'm okay to speak my mind. I'm okay to be the extroverted introvert that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, it is a whole thing. But like being in front of a sea of strangers and having to be funny, like, I'd rather not. Yeah. I'd rather just go hide in the back. Is that okay? But I mean, there were things that helped too. Like, I took an improv class where Steve Zunich gave me this amazing piece of advice that I didn't have to be funny. And that changed, like, everything about how I felt in front of people. Like, I don't have to perform. I can just be my genuine self and be a good actor in that way. I was like, that was life-changing, dude. Good advice. But,
okay, shout out to all these teachers. What were their names again so we can hear again?
Mr. Holter.
And that was at what high school?
That was at Helena High School. And then Steve Zunich. And he's here in Boise teaching improv. And let's see, there was also Brett Harwood. He's in American Falls now. He taught at Montana State. He was a creative for the theater. So he taught me so much about costuming and lighting and set design. And I went to the East Coast and did really well with it. So, yeah. I have a lot of really good mentors.
Nice.
And a lot of really good friends, and I love it. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
You are exactly where you're supposed to be.
So are you.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I know.
Montana road trip. Oh my gosh. Documentary style.
Would you be willing to go to Great Falls first?
Yeah.
I mean, not first, actually. I think because we'd have to drive through.
Yeah,
a few
we'd
of
have to
these
drive
places.
through all of those things. Yeah.
I mean, we could start with driving to Butte.
Mm-hmm. We could hit Dillon.
And Dillon, yeah. Let's see.
And then we could go to Helena, Great Falls, Whitefish, and then...
Ooh, yeah. Because if we came back from Whitefish, what highway is that? And we're in the fall. Oh, it's so beautiful. What highway is that? I'm going to have to steal your glasses again to see those little tiny numbers.
Is it 93?
I think that's it.
Oh, Polson is really pretty, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have never seen Montana in the fall,
it's so pretty.
It is so pretty.
The sunsets are... I miss Montana.
That color. There's no color like it. It's like the color of salmon, like a pink salmon.
Yeah, with orange.
Yeah, and
yeah, it's so pretty.
I've seen it try and happen a little bit around here. Mm-hmm. It's close. I mean, there's some beautiful sunsets here, but the way the sky opens up and that color. I mean, I can't wait to get some imagery.
Yeah,
and just prove it to the world. Seriously, Montana, it has the biggest sky.
Yeah, and people are always stunned, like, to see it. Like, if they're, out on the open plain, like, there's so much land, and there's, like, literally just land and sky, and not another human being for 150 miles, 200 miles. And it's really okay. But there's snakes everywhere.
That's true.
But it's still okay.
That is true.
Just watch where you're stepping, and, it's fine. And gophers, and eagles, and hawks, and just there's so much wildlife, but there's not another human being for a really long time. And I did bring a map everywhere I went in Montana because cell service is not everywhere.
Spotty, for sure.
So, it's really important to have a good map when you hit Montana, because there's also all these tiny little roads, and my dad liked to call them shortcuts, but they were not shortcuts. But, I mean, it was a very typical Montana dad thing that they were going to take a shortcut, and they knew a dirt road.
And I'm going to take you on one. So, my grandmother that I told you about that grew up in Big Sandy, she moved to Cascade and Ulm. Okay. Yeah. So my grandfather he lived in Cascade.
Oh, nice.
And then when they got married, they got a little piece of land in Ulm. Well, growing up when I was about 12, my parents lived in a place called Sun Prairie. So there's Vaughan and then Great Falls. And so Sun Prairie is technically like a suburb of Great Falls, but it's 12 miles outside of, so it doesn't really make sense to me. It's only 2 miles away from Vaughan. So why wasn't it Vaughan? And you had to go on the old Vaughan Road to get there. But if you take that road and you go up from the last entrance of Sun Prairie, and you go about a quarter of a mile, and you take a left, you're on a dirt road that goes to the Almpishkin.
What's the Almpishkin?
It was the big buffalo jump.
Really?
So the most famous buffalo jump in Montana, that so you're from Helena, so you've been to the museum.
Yeah.
And you know that it's like the most famous, the dioramas made about it and all of that. Yeah, so that I would go up there and talk about snakes.
All the snakes.
All the snakes hang out there. Okay. All the snakes. But it's really cool.
Like Sturgis for snakes.
Yeah, I know. They all just come in on their Harleys.
It's a really beautiful area. And didn't Charlie Russell paint it?
Yes.
Yeah, so
that's where I'm favorite place. I mean, you guys can't see, but there's Charlie Russells all over in this studio. Yes. He painted that, and then So if you leave the Pishkin and you head towards Square Butte, which everybody knows what Square Butte is, and I didn't put a picture in there. I will next time. But that's one of those zigzaggy roads to get to Ulm.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of cool little rock formations and stuff out there. It's so neat.
Nice.
We will stay away from the snakes, or we'll just make Katie go after the snakes.
No, we won't do that. I need her for some other projects.
No. Yeah, okay. I didn't no maliciousness there. I just figured she's the bravest one of us all. Because I'm not. I see a snake and I can't breathe.
I will wear my big boots and my heavy jeans.
Yeah, I still can't move. So you're on snake patrol, and here's what happens. I literally, it's like the agoraphobia with clowns. I see a snake, I can't move.
Oh no.
I literally cannot move.
My mom's kind of the same way, yeah. That's not a good look for a rattlesnake situation.
No. I'm sure if one goes, gone. But yeah, when I see, I was hiking Castle Rock the other day, and a little baby bull snake came right over, and I swear to God, I jumped higher than my own self. I literally jumped so high and over that it was gnarly.
That's amazing. I love bull snakes so much. They're so pretty and so useful.
They look like rattlesnakes.
That's the point, though. Yeah.
Oh, I found our divide.
I'm not touching them. I'm not going near them. I am very respectful and appreciative of their role on the prairie. Yep.
That is very true.
They're not welcome in my house, though.
Yeah,
No. Like those pictures of Australia with the snakes in the toilet, that's a no-go for me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I have friends that live in Australia and they've got little ones, and it's like, I saw a picture, social media. I saw a picture of my friend, and her little boy is out in the tall grass, and here in the tall grass, you're like, no, stay in the tall grass. And that's exactly what she was like. No, cute picture. Oh, ah!
And that's weird too. So like when you're raised in Montana, you're like, look out for the bears. Here's what you do for bears. Here's what you do for snakes. Like you're prepared for the wildlife that's happening, and then you learn about Australia, where you can't really see the tiny, super venomous snake, and you're like, that seems.
How do you protect yourself?
Like I'd rather just figure out a bear situation, because you're not going anywhere after that Australian snake gets a hold of you. It's just no.
How many people do you think could actually tell you if you pulled out the snake bite kit what it was? Like the very first time, you know that little suction cup thing. It's like we all had one in our backpack.
Yep.
We all, you had to have one. I mean, if you didn't have one, you were in danger. You could get bit, and you're so far out that,
Well, even up in Shelby, there was a snake pit, not a mile from my house. It just was.
Yeah.
And you either figured it out or you didn't. Yeah.
My mom tells a story. When my grandparents bought their land in Ulm, it was wide open. It was just like you could see Square Butte, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the 50s and 60s, they started building the highway through Montana.
Oh yeah.
And they ended up getting the land right next to their house, and that's where the highway was being built. So as soon as they started digging out the highway, guess where all the snakes went?
Oh no.
So my mom and my uncle would tell stories about sitting on the porch with their 22 just bing, 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 because they were just coming straight for them.
Oh no.
And then I lived in that house for a while, and there was that. I think that's where my fear comes from, is because there were so many snakes.
Well, even in Idaho, there was I don't know if they called it the snake house or what, but it was infested. It was literally a rattlesnake den. And there's nothing you can really do about it other than demolish it or just let it be a snake den.
You can't do that because,
you just let it be a snake
animals.
den. Yeah.
I mean, well, they're,
Yeah, they're animals. Like, at some point, you just gotta like, it's yours.
Yeah.
Nature can have it now.
Yeah, like I said, I freeze. I can't kill him. I can't get away from him. I can't do anything. Just like pick me up. And that's what my cousins used to do. They literally would just pick me up and run.
I'll bring my little red wagon.
Little red wagon. It's a snake. Erica. Boom. Just run away with it. All right. We'll get that one on video.
Got a plan. I'm not a good swimmer, by the way, so if we want to go up to Flathead, if we want to look at Flathead Lake, it's got some of the clearest water I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's bonkers how clear that water is. And I like swimming in it because I know what's in there, because I can see it. Other lakes you can't really see the bottom of, and that's creepy.
Yeah.
On
Deep.
so many levels.
Like redfish. Mm-hmm. That lake is deep.
Yeah.
And dark.
Yeah.
No, we take out some paddle boards.
That would be really... And I also have the inflatable unicorns. 3 of them. Like big ones.
Nice. I've got a paddle board.
Nice.
It's inflatable. So I'll just... We'll tie a tether to you.
Okay.
On the unicorn, and I'll just paddle us.
Nice.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. I love it. Yeah, there's so many great lakes in Montana.
There's so much history, like just even like the Lewis and Clark travels and the Oregon Trail, like there's so much interesting things, and even like the Native American history that's there and marked so that you can appreciate it and understand like the history of it.
They have done a really good job with that.
Yeah, they really have. And so when people talk about Montana, like even on the East Coast, like 20 years ago when I was on the East Coast, people didn't understand like even what Montana was or where it was or why it was. And they had questions like, are the buffalo just still wandering around? And the answer is kind of yeah. Yeah. We have buffalo ranches. We have the Yellowstone buffalo. Like they're still there, and you still don't want to touch them.
Yeah.
For like multiple reasons, but mostly because they're smelly and they can crush you. But like, and there's a lot of chances to like experience the frontier as it was, and that's kind of what Charlie Russell like did, like looping it back around to Charlie Russell. He was lamenting the fences, lamenting the loss of the Wild West, you know, as nature intended it. And I always kind of thought that was very beautiful, like his documenting the West being tamed and grieving it at the same time. He very much grieved it. And there's even stories, like my dad knew a lady, a very old lady, who was really still mad at Charlie Russell for drawing on her napkins. On her beautiful cloth napkins. He would take his ink pen and just draw on her napkins. And she was mad about that. Still. Decades later.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, we're still so close to our roots, you know, as frontier people, and it's kind of neat. You know, we're not far removed. We're not so far removed from our past.
That's very true. When I was, I believe I was 4 or 5 years old the very first time my parents would take me to the Charlie Russell Museum. And this is, I mean, if you've been there in the last 12, 13 years, it's a lot bigger.
Is it? It's not just the cabin anymore?
No, it's not just the cabin anymore. Oh, the cabin. Oh!
I haven't been there since it was just the cabin.
The cabin, okay. Yes, I loved grade school, but I'm gonna tell you my story.
Okay.
So I think it was preschool because I was like 4 or 5 years old. And it was like the program that they do, like they send the little
Yeah.
And we went to that Charlie Russell Museum. And it had the cabin, but it also had the Mint Bar inside the main building.
Oh, I don't remember.
And this is before they actually grew onto the main building. And there was a Charlie Russell painting unlike any other Charlie Russell in the entire place. It was the Wood Fairy.
The Wood Fairy. I don't remember that.
Oh, I'll show you her. She's here.
She is?
She is. Well, so that picture hung in the Mint Bar. And basically what had happened is the Mint Bar was no longer there.
Right.
So they brought the bar into the museum with the picture, though, exactly where it was.
That's awesome.
Now, I was just there this summer, or this January, and it's in storage now, but the bar's still there. They have a whole different exhibit going on. But I wanted to live in the museum.
I did too.
So I ran away from the group, and I hid behind the bar. They couldn't find me because I was all of like this big, you know, and I got myself really wedged in there, and they didn't, you know, they just look and they wouldn't see me because I was like all the way back in there until closing time. True story.
Amazing.
So
I would have high-fived you as a mischievous child that I was.
Oh yes, I was definitely. I'm a problem solver from birth. Okay.
How am I getting out of here? Okay.
Yep.
I got a plan.
My mom told stories about me stacking boxes so that I could unlock the deadbolt and go have breakfast with the neighbors before she'd get out of bed. True story.
I was just a runner. I'm like, I'm out of here.
And a tree climber?
Actually, we didn't really have a lot of big trees, like near where I was. I lived like on the prairie. There were no big trees just yet.
But I'm pretty sure that little wood nymph picture was like the beginning of like my love affair with art.
Oh.
Because yes, I love Charlie Russell's westerns. I love all of his Native American pictures. I mean, anything and everything Native American always has been near and dear to my heart. But that still, like, as I grew up and got to go to the museum, and, you know, I think in the second grade you go through, and in the 6th grade you do another field trip through, and you get to go and experience the cabin, which unfortunately they do replicas of everything now. Remember, it was all behind glass, but they had to put everything in storage because it's starting to disintegrate.
Yeah.
But they've recreated it.
Oh, cool.
And now you can actually walk up and like see the bed instead of like behind the glass and all that.
Oh, neat.
So yeah, it is. It is. It's really cool. But I think that's where we are.
Yeah.
That's you and me. That's like them keeping that cabin and it's not exactly the way anymore, but for years it was exactly the way it was the day he passed away.
Yeah. And that's what made it so stinking special. Do you know what I mean? Like, you were just living in his moment.
Yeah.
Every time you walked in there.
And what are we doing when we're creating art direction for a film?
Living in a moment. Creating a moment. I love it.
I know.
I love it so much.
I love talking to you about art direction and Montana. I mean, we obviously have maps out, and we could tell you about all these different places. And hopefully next month you'll tune in and experience that again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Once again, what time we have, because I think we're getting close. But I want you to have an opportunity to. Just in case anybody hasn't already heard about Effective, I want to know what you were talking about earlier. Is that okay? Can we talk about that?
I don't remember, but sure.
about how it's helping.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so I've had a couple of the women's prisons across the United States talk to me about Showing Effective, and of course I said, okay, it's on Amazon Prime, go ahead. Like, it's only going to help us, right? Please watch this film, and please, understand that it's okay to be just present. And actually, it's more than okay to be just present when someone is having a mental health crisis. It's important to their heart, it's important to their brain to know that they're not alone, and that you can be successful and productive and happy even with a diagnosis, in spite of a diagnosis, with a diagnosis. Like, the diagnosis is only a part of you, and when you can acknowledge it and move with it, it becomes part of your success and your happiness, but it also can loop back around and kick you down. And so just having those people present for you and being able to accept someone being present is so important. Like, you have to have the strength to allow someone to be present. And so it was really touching that they had reached out and had asked for permission, and because it's very much a retelling of my grandmother's story. So I just really thought that was beautiful that they would show this and show that there's friendship, even in the midst of crisis and presence. So I don't know what that was, but yeah.
We're not on a sound stage,
that was,
sorry.
That was it was really special. And, I'm getting a lot of feedback from, places across the globe that are like, hey, I watched your film. This is really touching. I'm so glad you talked about this. And it sprung from just this tiny little piece of my heart that had wished a film is a wish your heart makes. I don't know. I don't know. But do you know what I mean? Like, it was a wish that my heart had made about my grandmother. And I'm just really glad that other people feel that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect it to be felt like that. So
it's touched so many people.
Yeah.
So many people.
It's really interesting. I didn't even conceptualize or hope that, I didn't even hope. I wanted something different for my grandmother. That's all I wanted. And it became something so much bigger, and so much bigger than I could have hoped for. And I got to meet you.
Nice. Yes. Oh, nice. I know when you first told me that story, and and it was on set. It was on set, day 2 of shooting, and I'm like, man, if we would have had an opportunity to talk about all this beforehand, I feel like that, this already great experience could have been just mind-blowing.
It's gonna be a feature. I'm just gonna make a feature.
And it's like you were talking about in the beginning. I think about so many things now, like what I could have done on that, what I could have done on that. Like, now knowing everything about
You're already pre-proing for the feature.
Oh, I know. And honestly,
I love it.
Honestly, I think that one of the things we should consider on our journey through Montana is finding those cute little antique stores.
Yep.
And really reaching out to those craft makers.
Agreed.
Like, that's gonna bring a lot of things together.
Well, and it's I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that I get to hang out with you and make films with you and talk about art direction and art, because usually I'm just kind of in my own little space, and now I get to share my thoughts in my heart and all the beautiful things that I want to do, and you're like, yes, yes.
I know, I've got a painting over your house I need to go finish.
Yep.
Actually, we probably need to move it over to my studio so that we can do some resin work.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that, I mean, we have talked about that.
Mm-hmm. We have.
Getting some resin work
I would
done.
love to see how you do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
It seems that we have now come to an end. Our hour is up. That's why I just kept wondering. I'm like, I wanted to make sure we hit all those points, and I feel like we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And I was trying really hard not to go off on another one of our snake tangents.
It's so
because we can't go on and on about those kind of things. But yeah, thank you, Heather.
Thank you very much for having me over. Yes. I love it. Yay. Do some more pre-pro.
And now I believe we're going to have some Caval. So, yeah, Heather and I are going to look at our maps and maybe we'll work out. But right now we're just going to go back to looking at our maps.
2 whole pages. 2 whole pages.
There's math on my map.
That's gross. Need a napkin for that?
I'm gonna have to
like wipe the map off that map.
All right, crew, let's get into it. So again, we are on week 3, Thursday of week 3. We have 6 movements. We're going to do each movement for 25 seconds. Try and go all out effort there. 15 seconds to catch our breath, drop our heart rate. We're going to go through all 6, then we'll take a 60-second break. After that 60-second break, we'll do 5 more. So 6 total times through. Let's get after it today. Starting here with our warm-ups. Going into our cat-cows. Cat-cows. Big breath in. Arch the back, look at the ceiling, big breath out, round the back, tuck the chin to the chest, make sure we're pushing away from the floor. Nice and smooth here. Again, just a massage. Think of this as a massage for the spine. Working the spine back and forth. Nice and gentle, you don't need to push it. Should be no pain here. Shouldn't have to struggle to get into these, just as far as you can go comfortably. Nice and smooth. A few more reps. Nice wide fingers as well. Whenever we have hands on the floor, nice wide fingers. Okay, let's go into our Spiderman with reach. So we're going to step up to the foot, take the elbow to the instep, reach up. Let's rotate the thumb back, rotate the thumb as far as we can, both directions. 2s and 3s. Let's get a push up here. Level 2s on the knees, level 3s on the feet. And switch sides. Again, rotating it, flossing that shoulder joint. Make sure those are good push-ups now, keeping the elbows in at 45 degrees. Getting the body warmed up. Push the hip down and forward. Stretching out that back hip flexor. And let's go into our hand walkout. So let's widen the feet a little bit. Walk back to the toes, keep the legs as straight as we can. Mild hamstring stretch. And then let's walk out a little ways. Getting those shoulders warmed up, lats warmed up. Bring the feet in just a little bit. Inch or so. And walk back out. Again, every rep, we're going to go a little further out. And we're going to come a little bit further in with those feet. Getting a little bigger hamstring stretch. Fighting for depth here. And a little bigger hamstring stretch. Let's go one more. Perfect. We're going to go into our squat to stretch. Toes are forward. Reach down, grab those toes on the outside. Pull your chest up. Rock at the bottom, getting those hips opened up. Stand up, hamstring stretch. And back down. Pulling the chest through, nice straight back. And up. And let's go into our Y stand this time. So pull yourself down, chest up, back straight, knees out. Y with the arms up. And reset. Pull the chest up, hips through. Wide knees. Y at the top. And one more. And Y. And up. Very good. We're going to go into our lateral squats. So feet are wide, pushing the hips down and back, sink down into it. Again, gentle here to start, and then as we go, we'll get a little deeper with our squats. Okay, just stretch it out. Go as low as your body will allow you to go. Listen to your body. Rip the knee out there on the bent leg. Push the hips back, then bend the knee. Keep the heels down. Sink a little lower every time. If you want, you can put your hands out. Sometimes that allows you a little more depth. A little counterbalance. Sink down. 5 seconds. One more. Very good. We're going into our mountain climbers, getting the heart rate up a little bit. Nice wide fingers. And then we're just going to march here to start. Again, we want to be active here with the upper body as well. So I'm actively pushing away from the floor. And then I'm driving one leg up as I drive the other one back. All right, let's pick it up to a jog pace. Push away from the floor. 15 seconds. We're going to sprint in 5. In 3, 2. All right, fast as we can. Run, sprint. Drive those knees up. Stay active with the shoulders. 5. Stomach tight. 3, 2. All right, catch your breath. Grab a drink. Again, quick refresher. 25 seconds of work today. 6 movements. 15 seconds rest after each one. We're going to go through it 6 times. 6 times. All right, let's get after it. We're going to start here on speed squat for level 1s. So level 1s here, fast as we can. Level 2s, you got 2 options. Drop squat, feet are together, drop, back up, or you got full jumps. So here, soft at the bottom, and then level 3s, we're going 180s. So we're here, explode, here, explode. Okay? All right, let's do it, crew. Going in 3, 2, let's go. So again, level 1s, we're here. Cranking out reps, good form. Reach those arms out. Level 2s, you got drops or full jumps. Okay, level 3s, boom, 180s. 10 seconds, doesn't matter the level, just keep moving. 5 seconds, get it going. 3, 2, good job, shake it out. We got pups and renegade rows. It's level 1s, we're gonna hold. 2s and 3s, pop that elbow back, hips tight. We're going in 5. Catch your breath. In 3, 2, wide fingers. Let's go. 2s and 3s, pop those elbows. Try and keep the hands up onto the shoulders. Try not to let them creep too far forward. Make sure we're pushing with the down arm, pulling with that elbow. 10 seconds. Hips tight, quads tight, stomach tight. Let's go. Keep your body rigid. 3. Good, we're back onto our feet. We got sprinter starts, right leg forward. So level 1, step back up. Level 2s, high knee. Level 3s, jump. In 5, 3, 2, let's go. Level 1s, boom. Here, pop. Level 2s, kick or high knee. Get it going. Level 3s, explode. Explode. Let's go. 10 seconds. Keep moving. Almost there. Explode up. 3. Finish. 2. All right, we're going into our toe touches. Level 1s, pup hold. Level 2s, you're going to touch. Okay, level 3s, push up into touch. Okay, we're going in 5. Get ready. 3, 2, we're up. Level 1s holding. Level 2s, touch. Come on. Core tight. Make sure we get all the way down with those hips to flat. Level 3s. You do that push up. Make sure on the push up you're pushing back, not just up. We got 5 seconds. Keep moving. 3, 2. Sprinter start left leg. So again here, step, high knee, or jump. We're going in 5. Get ready in 3, 2, let's go. Level 1, step, explode up. Use the glutes and the hamstrings to drive up and through. Level 2's kick, high knee, boom. Let's go. Get it moving. Aggressive when you explode out. 10, boom. 3's you're jumping, getting up off the floor. Nice soft landings. 3, 2. All right, we got beast. So level 1s, you're gonna hold. Level 2s, we're gonna reach. Level 3s, we're gonna reach and kick. 5, and 3, 2, we're up. Try and keep the eyes up, level 1s. Hold. 2s and 3s, we're moving. So level 2, we're gonna reach. Working that upper back. Level 3s, we're gonna kick and reach. Nice slow movements here. Controlling them the whole way. Try not to wobble. Keep the body tight. 3, 2. Good job. You have 60 seconds. 1 down. 60 seconds. Catch your breath. Grab a drink. One down, 5 left. It goes fast after that first one. 30 seconds. Now as you get into it, adjust the levels to make sure they work for you. Even during the set if you need to. So if you're in the middle of a round, you need to lower or upper level, go ahead and do it. We got 10 seconds. Starting with our speed squats for level 1. Drop squat, jump squats for 2s. And 180 jump squat for 3s. Going in 5. And 3. Get ready. 2. Let's go. So 3s, we're here. Explode. Rotate. 180s. Let's go. I want full squats here. Okay, don't shorten the squat just because you're jumping. 1s, you're here. 10 seconds. Let's go. Keep the tension on the legs. Burning. 5. 3, 2, shake it out. We got pups, renegade rows. Again, we want to slap that elbow back. 2s and 3s, level 1s, you're holding. Catch your breath, get ready in 5. Boom. 3, 2, we're up. Let's go. Level 1s, hold. 2s and 3s. Accelerate the arm up. Push away from the floor with that opposite arm. Snap them up. Careful not to get too high. We don't want to get up there. Put the shoulder in a bad position. Just right by the side there. Boom. Get the monkey off your back. 3, 2, go. Got sprinter start. Right leg forward. So stepping back and up for 1s. High knees for 2s. Jumps for 3s. In 5. Get ready. In 3, 2, let's go. Pop it up. No matter the level, I want to drive through. Sprinter start, just like you're going to take off running. Some of you wouldn't stand up like this, but hey, we don't need to be picky about it. Pop it up. Boom. Boom. 5. Keep moving. 3, 2. All right, we got our toe touches. So pup position for level 1s. Holding. Level 2s, reaching back, touching. Level 3s, you got to push up. 5. I'll start out with level 3 here. 3, 2, let's go. So we're going to push back into it. Push the floor forward as you push your hips back. Keep the elbows 45 degrees. We're halfway. Keep it up. Shoulders down and back. Finish. Core tight. 3. Back under our feet. We got sprinter start. Left leg. Told you, second round is easier than the first round. Catch your breath. Down. 5 seconds. Second wind. In 3, 2. Let's go. Pop. 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 Get into a nice rhythm. Explode up out. Level 1s, bam. Level 2s, we can kick. High knee. Kick. High knee. Almost there. Halfway. Come on. Keep it moving. 3, 2. Good job. We got sprinter start. Or sorry, we just did that. We got our beast bird dogs. So level 1's holding beast. Level 2 reach, level 3 reach and kick. 3, finish it out. 2, let's go. 1, let's go up. Level 1s, holding. Level 2s, reaching. I want you to try and get that arm up, using that upper back as high as you can. Level 3s, kick. Feel it in the glutes. Get the core locked down. Keep that knee hovering just above the floor. Almost there. 3 seconds. 2. Good job, we're up, that's 2 down. Keep it up. Almost halfway. 50 seconds. Get ready. Stay mentally engaged here. We have 2 down, 4 left. Make your body work. Shake it out. You got 20 seconds. Going back up to the top into our squat variations. Speed squat level 1, drop squat or jump squat 2s. 10 seconds, 180s for 3s. I'll go drops this time, level 2. Stay with me. In 3. Feet together, 2. And let's go. Come on. Down. Drop into it. Quick touch in the middle there, and then right back into it. Cranking out reps. Let's go. We're halfway. Keep it moving. Rip the knees out now. Don't let them cave in on you. 5 seconds. Explode out. 3, 2. Good job. We got pups. Renegade rows, pulling those elbows back. 10. 5 seconds, catch your breath. Big breath in, big breath out. 3, 2, we're up. Level 1s hold, 2s, pop. 3s, pop. Fast as we can, good form. Make sure your head doesn't sag here. Nice strong neck, halfway. Keep it up. Pop those elbows. Let's go. 5 seconds, come on. 3, 2, and we're up. Sprinter starts. Right leg forward. Get ready, in 5. Work on the glutes and the hamstrings here. Explode out. 3, 2, let's go. Boom, level 2s. Get that knee up. Explode through. Bam, bam. Try and touch the floor here with that left hand. Explode. Bam. Get it going. 10 seconds. Keep moving. Get a nice rhythm going. 3, 2. Toe touch. 3 down, 3 left. Finishing out number 3. Let's go. 3, 3, 3, 5. 3. Nice wide fingers. 2. We're up. Level 1's holding. Level 2's we're going to touch. Level 3's, push the floor away. After you touch it, or get as close as you can with your chest there. Elbows at 45 degrees. Keep it up. Almost there. A few more reps. 5, 3, 2. Sprinter start, left leg. 2 left. Catch your breath. 5. Short and sweet here. Come on. 3, 2. Let's go. Level 1s, we're stepping. Boom. Boom. Shut the door. 2s, bam. High knee or kick. Let's go. Level 3s, we explode. 10. Let's go. Feeling those glutes, hamstrings. 5, 3. All right, we got beast, beast reach, and beast bird dogs. We're going in 5. In position in 3, 2. Up. Let's get those knees up. Level 1's holding. Level 2's reaching. Try not to let your body rotate here. Level 3's kick. Concentrate. Nice and controlled. We got 10 seconds. Stay up there. Finish it out, number 3. Halfway through. 3, 2. Good job, we're halfway through. 3 down, 3 left. You got 60 seconds. All right, we're at 30 seconds. Get ready. Shake it out. 20 seconds. Speed squat, drop squat, jump squat, 180 squats. In 15. See what you got. Home stretch, 10 seconds. 3 rounds left. About 10 to 15 minutes of work. That's it. 5, in 3, 2, let's go. Crank them out. Make sure you reach those arms out in front. It's going to help you keep your chest up. Drop your hips a little lower. We're halfway. Keep it up. 5. Keep moving. 3, 2. Renegade rows. Level 1, you got pup holds. Get ready in 5. Catch your breath. 3. Wide fingers. 2. We're up. Level 1's holding. 2s and 3s. Pop those elbows. Hips tight. So want to rotate. No rotation. It's an anti-rotation movement. Means no rotation. 10. 5. Come on. 3, 2. Sprint start. Right leg forward. All right, get ready. 5, 3, 2. Let's go. Pop. Come on. Get it going. High knee for 2s. Bam. Come on. 5. Keep it up. 3, 2. Pop toe touch. In 5. 3, 2. We're up. Level 1's hold. 2s we touch. Bring the hips up. Bring them back down. Level 3s. Pushing the floor away. Push it away. Halfway. Elbows in. 45 degrees. Shoulders back. Good push-ups. Level 2s. Just cranking it out here. Core tight at the bottom. All right, we got sprinter start. Left leg forward. Get ready. Explode out. 5 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2. Let's go. Pop. Pop. Mentally, you got to engage here. Accelerate up. It's easy to get lulled into just kind of slowly doing it here, right? Want to explode. Boom. Boom. Explode up. Use those fast twitch fibers. 3, 2. Good job. We got bird dogs. Beast reach. Beast hold. 10. Remember, want the knees just barely up off the floor. In 3, 2. Wide fingers up. Let's go. Level 1's holding. Oh yeah, finishing out number 4. Let's go. Feels good. Keep it up. Try and keep your eyes up there. Don't let your head drop. Almost there. 5. Keep moving. 3, 2. All right, 4 down, 2 left. Easy peasy. Almost there. Little drink. All right, we're at 30. Number 5. 2 more, that's it. Nothing to it, let's go. Over 5 minutes work, 20 seconds. Get ready, we're starting on squats. Pick your poison here, finish strong. Only go down if you have to because form. Or otherwise, if it's just because you're tired, keep it up. 5 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, all right, let's go. Level 3s, we're here. 180s. Get it going. Okay, we're on full squats before we jump. Full squat, explode. Full squat. Boom. 10. Keep it up. 5, almost there. 3, 2, oh yeah. Renegade rows. Come on, legs. 5 seconds. Get ready in 3. Wide fingers, 2. We're up. Level 1s hold. 2, snap. Keep the body rigid so the quads are tight. Glutes are tight. Stomach's tight. Locked in. And snap. As fast as you can handle. 3, 2. Sprint start. Right leg. 10 seconds. And 3, 2. All right, let's go. Come on. Pop. 10. Almost there, let's go. 3, 2. Good job, we got pop toe touches. Level 3, you got push-ups. Level 1, you got holds. Get ready, 5. Good form here, 3, 2, we're up. Level 1's hold. Level 2's touch. Bring those hips back down. Level 3, push the floor forward as you push yourself back. Let's go. 10. Keep moving. 5. Almost there. 3, 2. Nice and down, sprinter start. Left leg. Let's go, we got 5. Get ready. And 3, 2, let's go. Pop, again, mentally engage. Explode out. Mix it up. Just make sure you're cranking. All 25 seconds. All the way through the beep. Come on. Let's go. Keep it up. 3, 2. Nice. Finished up number 5 here with our beast. Beast hold. Beast reach. Beast reach and kick. In 5. Get ready. 3, 2. We're up. Eyes up. Reach. Reach. Might feel tight and weak up there on that reach. It's probably because you are. We all are, so don't feel bad. We don't reach up like we once did to pick all the fruit off the trees. Need to get more overhead work in. 3, 2. Good job, that's 5. There's only one more. Nothing to it. Catch your breath, grab a drink. Good thing is tomorrow we got donkey kicks. So if you haven't done those yet, 30 seconds. Tomorrow's your chance. If you have done those, tomorrow's your chance. 20 seconds. Good calf builder, those donkey kicks. 15 seconds. Last time through, we got 6 rounds. 6 rounds and we're done. Hit it hard in 10 seconds. Get ready. All out effort. Finish out the day here. Let's go. 5, 3, 2, let's go. You can mix it up. Do what works for you. We got 10. Crank them out. Keep it up. 5. Almost there. 3, 2. Here we go. Shake them out. Renegade rows. 5 left. Keep working. 5. Almost there. 3, 2. Let's go. Pop. Good thing is you can do hard things. This ain't even hard. Cranking it out. 15. Halfway. Come on. Hips tight. Core tight. 5 seconds. Let's go. 3, 2. Good job. Onto our feet. Come on. Sprinter start, right leg. Talk to yourself if you need to. That's all I really do. 3 seconds. 2. We're going. Pop. Explode up. Come on. Pop. Explode. Get it going. Keep moving. 10. Almost there. Come on. 3, 2. There we go. All right, we got push-up toe touch. Level 1's holding that pup. Pup stands for push-up position plank. 5 seconds. And 3, 2, we're up. Level 2's here. Bring those hips down. Level 3, add the push-up. Let's go, we got 10. Keep those knees up. Keep working. 3, come on. 2, and then there was 2. Sprinter start, left leg. Get ready. In 5, 3, 2, let's go. Step, high knee, jump, step, high knee, jump, let's go. Crank them out. Explode out. We got 5 seconds. Keep it up. 3, 2. All right, we got one more. Beast. Beast reach. And beast reach bird dogs. In 5, 3, 2. We're up. Level 1's hold. Level 2's reach. Level 3's reach and kick. Come on. We got 5 seconds. Finish it out. 3, 2. Nicely done, crew. Glad you were here to knock it out this morning. If you're hitting this in the evening, knock it out. We'll see you tomorrow for a little donkey kick action. Own it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Own it.